So, Commissioners, are there any changes, alterations that we need to discuss about the minutes as submitted?
Chairperson, a roll call.
Of attendance, I'm sorry. Thank you, Kathleen. Who's all here?
Well, Chairperson Stratman,
Here?
Vice Chair Castillo,
Here.
Commissioner Glowis,
Here.
Commissioner Kovacevic.
Very good.
Oh, it's only taken me 3 times. And Commissioner Schultz.
Present.
Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Let the record reflect we do have a quorum present this evening. And just the matter that we're talking about, but Vlad is an alternate member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, but because we have members short, he will be a full voting member of our commission this evening, as he most of the times are. No change there. All right, so now the minutes. Any changes?
Nope.
Okay. Then I would entertain a motion to approve the June 17, 2026 PZC minutes as presented.
So moved.
Thanks, Odie.
Oh, second.
Thanks, Antonio. Kathleen, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Castillo,
Aye.
Commissioner Glowis.
Abstain.
Okay, Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
and Chairperson Stratman.
I'll abstain as well. But the minutes have been approved as submitted, so they'll be completed. The next time on our published agenda is a public meeting, which we don't have this evening. So we'll move to our other agenda item, which is public hearings. This evening, we have 2. So I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing of the following applications. Application PZC 2026-09 for a fence variation at 1266 Thorndale Lane, and application PZC 2026-10 for a special use permit for a physical fitness facility in the existing building at 570 Oakwood Road.
So moved.
Thank you, Odie.
Second.
Thank you, Sean. Call the roll, please, Kathleen.
See, okay, he's absent. Commissioner Glowis,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Castillo,
Aye.
Chairperson Stratman.
Aye. So, now we do for people that are going to be testifying this evening, we're going to have to ask you to be sworn in. So those wishing to speak or comment at these public hearings will be now sworn in. This includes the applicants and their team members planning to present their applications. Please raise your right hand while I read a statement to swear you in. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you. When you come up to the podium, please sign in on the sheet at the podium, and at the beginning of your statement, please state your name, spelling it out if necessary, and you can state your address for the record. You can now put your arms down. Thank you. When you come to the podium, all comments will be addressed to the PCC chair. Any members of the public wishing to comment will be invited one by one to the podium to provide their comment. The chairperson may limit repetitious or inappropriate comments in accordance with the rules of the PCC. If a number of persons wish to testify with the same comment, it is recommended that they appoint a spokesperson to present those comments once to the PCC. Members of the audience shall not be disruptive, use profanity, or display any signage. The applicant will be first given the opportunity to present their application. After the applicant's presentation, the PZC members will be able to ask questions one by one of the applicants, and discussion can occur. After the PZC questions have been addressed, public testimony will be received, and PZC commissioner comments or additional questions can ensue. Public testimony will be accepted in person or in writing, handed to the chair of the PZC. After all persons are given the opportunity to speak or submit their testimony, the hearing will be continued, if necessary, or closed, and the PZC will then move into deliberation. The applicant may be given opportunity to respond to questions posed by either the members of the PZC or village staff during deliberation. However, no more formal testimony will be taken after the hearing is closed unless the chair decides otherwise. Once all deliberation has ended, the PZC will vote on recommendation to the village board on the matter. So, on agenda item 4A, application PZC 2026-09 for 1266 Thorndale Lane fence variation. This is an application for a variance to allow for the construction of a 5-foot-high fence in the corner side yard setback in the R5 single-family residential district at 1266 Thorndale Lane. Mr. Keller, can you confirm that proper notice was provided of this item?
Yes, thank you, Chairman Stratman. The notice was published in the Daily Herald on June 26th. There's been a sign out on the property since June 15th, and notice it had gone out to the surrounding area.
Okay, thank you. And would you then introduce the applicant to us, please?
Chairman Stratman, before we go, may I have a moment?
Yeah.
Kathleen, can you please advise us of the students that are in the audience with us tonight?
I believe they are Lake Zurich High School's AP Civics class.
And
No? Would you like to
Are
have
you
a
a-
spokesperson?
A chemistry class that got lost?
Would somebody like to come to the podium? Come to the podium and tell us who you are representing. Okay. Oh, here comes another one dodging in.
I'm Cameron Powers, and I'm from the Lake Zurich online class for honors government. So we're supposed to be here to hear in and, kind of listen to what's going on.
Okay.
well, thank you. Are you the same students that were here last month?
There might have been, I don't think we were, but there might have been other ones from Lake Zurich.
Good. Well, we want to welcome you here tonight. And as I mentioned to the last group that was here last month, this is a great opportunity to understand what goes on within local government, as well as a stepping stone to future government levels. And if there are any questions that come up during what you will see or hear today, please raise them up at the end. We'll give you an opportunity to do so. And don't be shy about it. You get your 15 minutes of fame. But make sure that if you are questions, bring them up. So thank you again for being here, especially taking a time off of your summer to come here and sit with us.
Yeah, thank you.
And if anyone's interested, they can see the village manager, Mr. Keller, see for the position on the Planning Zone Commission, correct?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so introduce the applicant.
Thank you. So the applicants tonight, Olivia and Bobby Romano, are requesting a fence variation for their corner lot property located at the corner of Pheasant Ridge and Thorndale, so the address 1266 being the subject property. Typically, their property, which is in the R5 zoning district, would be allowed to have a 3-foot-high fence in the front yard or corner yard setback. They are asking for the variation to allow a 5-foot-high open fence along the frontage on the Pheasant Ridge side of their house to extend to their back lot line. So, Mr. and Mrs. Romano, would you like to step up to the podium and add a few things, add anything you'd like to say about your presentation, about your request?
Good evening. My name is Robert. This is Olivia.
Good evening, and welcome.
Thank you. We're essentially looking to build this fence for a couple different reasons. It's an ornamental fence, but we want the 5-foot high for child security, being on Pheasant Ridge. Also, if we did it kind of along the house itself, it would cut off a little bit of the backyard side yard, which we would like to put a playground there at some point for future children. We currently have a King Cavalier. We hope to get more dogs in the future. Some bigger dogs like a lab or a golden retriever, which also we would like to have a little bit more space. And we have a pretty good sized side yard we would like to take advantage of with that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I had.
Now, the 5-foot-high fence isn't going to keep the sandhill cranes out. They can fly.
Oh yeah, we've seen them. There's a couple back there for sure.
Okay, and did you have something to add?
I was just gonna note that we don't have any houses behind us, it's just the retention pond.
Okay. And we did note in the packet that you did contact your neighbors,
Yes.
and they all gave their permission to what you're requesting of us this evening?
Yes.
Commissioners, we'll start with you, Antonio.
Thank you. Since we have allowed in the past 5-foot fences, I don't see where this is anything that is different to that, especially if it's a aluminum ornamental type fence, which is very attractive. So I have no qualms with this at all.
Same thoughts, no other questions?
Yep, I agree. Very attractive.
Yeah, same. I mean, the area there too, it's pretty exposed, that, so, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and part of the reason for the height restrictions when they're corner lots is for visibility. But because you're using the type fence that you're using, there is no visibility concerns at all going to the 5 feet, so that's fine too.
Also, I would have actually looked at that. So even the corner of the house actually is what blocks the visibility. So their fence would not really get into that even
understand.
corner.
Either way,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So we have no questions or concerns?
No?
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address this particular agenda item this evening? Any of our government people? No, okay. To go to deliberation?
Sure.
All right. Okay, then I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing on application PZC 2026-09 and move to deliberation.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please, Kathleen.
Commissioner Glowis,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Castillo,
Aye.
Chairperson Stratman.
Aye. Okay, deliberation, or have we said what we need? All right. Then no other deliberation, then I would entertain a motion to receive in the public record the staff review of compliance on PCC 2026-09 with the zoning standards as presented by staff, and to receive the testimony presented by the applicant, by the PCC members and staff, and to make these standards and testimony a part of the official record for the application and findings of the PCC, and to recommend that the village board approve the application for a variation to allow the construction of a 5-foot-high fence with the corner side yard setback at 1266 Thorndale Lane.
So moved.
Thanks, Hildy.
Second.
Thanks, Vlad. Call the roll, please, Kathleen.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Castillo,
Aye.
Commissioner Glowis,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic.
Aye.
And Chairperson Stratman.
Aye. So you have a unanimous recommendation from this commission to go into the village board for your, so that'll be your next step. Do we know when the next meeting would be, Mr. Keller? When this might appear?
Yes, it would most likely appear on the village board agenda on August 3rd.
So good luck.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
All right. Okay, so the next item this evening will be application PZC 2026-10 for 570 Oakwood Road, special use permit. It's an application for a special use permit to allow a boxing gym, which is classified as a physical fitness facility in the I Industrial District within the existing building at 570 Oakwood Road. Mr. Keller, can you again confirm that proper notice was provided for this item?
Yes, sir. Again, it was posted in the Daily Herald on June 26th, and a sign was posted on the property since June 15th, and notices went out to the surrounding property owners.
All right, good, thank you. And can you introduce the applicant to us, please?
Yes, so Ed Babayev, thank you, is the owner of the business at 570 Oakwood Road, located in our industrial park. He is proposing to operate a boxing gym which are zoning within his existing building, which is characterized as a physical fitness facility and therefore a special use permit in the industrial zoning district. Mr. Babayev would be able to describe what it is he is planning to do and how it will be used.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Keller.
My name is Edward Babaev. A little bit nervous in front of the public. Never done it before, but plus English is my third language. So I live in Long Grove, the building in Lake Zurich. Basically, I'm running my business out of there. My dad is, he used to be a president of Boxing Federation back home. Emigrated to this country about 6 years ago. So he's now 76. So since he emigrated, he was pushing me, let's open a place. And then my concern was like, Dad is like just a little bit too old. Like, let's slow down. Just to rent a place and stuff. But finally,
Interrupt. 76 isn't that old.
older, I agree. But thank you. Yeah, thank you. So, no, it's, time to get sometimes to think about more. So he's like, no, I want to push, I want to do, I want to, teach some kids. And he does it for the past, I will say, almost 70 years. So since he was 7 years old. I got introduced to boxing since I burned. I was a boxer back in the days. That's how I emigrated to this country. Just when I got a family, was not enough to support the family, so I started the business, start a business, and ended up to buy a building in Lake Zurich, what's down the street from my hometown. So when I bought the building, my dad's like, will you consider? I told him, you know what, it's probably a good idea, but I need to find out with the village what's necessary for it to make sure, obviously, it's all the right way to do it, and if it's allowed. Look at the area, at the industrial area, has couple buildings that has gym facility. So that's why I submitted the application to find out, and basically end up to be here. So as far as construction, it's no construction yet to it. It's just going to be an equipment that's going to be set up. It's a 2-story building. Most of it just, in the beginning, was an idea not to get to the public, just to have for the team, that they can bring their kids, they can bring some family members by appointments, because he doesn't do it for money. He does it for more like he want to pass his knowledge to the public or to the kids or whatever. So I told him, okay, we have some team, they can bring some kids. And I talked to some people, they told me you probably want to make sure it's everything run the right way, separate account, separate entity in case of liability and stuff. So that's pretty much it. So
All right.
just set an equipment and hopefully to get it approved.
One question I do have is,
Yeah.
when I toured the site, I see that on your parking lot, you have a sign saying that your shared lot, overflow lot for another company, All Right, I think it was?
That's right. Yeah, they actually just installed a sign a few days ago. It's an easement that they use part of our lot. I think they have only, hard for me, I don't remember top of my head, but I think they have about 7 or 8 spots. They actually reached out to me a few days ago. Didn't get a chance to get back to them. They asked me if I want to rent this parking lots from them because it's not in use for like $350 a month, but obviously it will be no brainer to use it. And plus we have behind the building, we have plenty of parking, and typically if any gym time, it's gonna be
Understand.
evening time, so
off hours.
it's
But your
after
packet,
hours.
your packet also says you may be expecting up to 22 students.
I said, and I just took the math just to, the way the math works, how I put the number together when talking to Ray on the phone and David, because they asked me, like, how many people you think you're gonna, so it's like, it's a hard question, because you don't run the business, you didn't run it as a business, you don't really know. So how many employees we have, how many people we have in the building, how many family members. So I asked the guys to send an email. I told them, what do you think? How many people will be attending to use it as for free? Just so my dad enjoy and they can use it as well. So when talking to David, he told me if you don't do any special use, you can actually put the gym. You're not requiring anything. But if you want to separate as an entity and you're gonna have by appointments, or you will have to go through it, so that's why I submit the application.
All right.
So based on employees, some families has like 2 kids, some family has 1 kid. So I just look, okay, if they all come and they like the idea, so we came about like 20 people. So that's how the number came.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Keller, when we reviewed this for the staff review, did we look at the parking spaces that exist and the parking spaces that might be required in recognizing the fact that some of these spaces have now been sublet?
Yes, when the staff evaluated it, it still had adequate parking. Some of his parking would actually technically be reduced from the industrial use and just converted over to be used, because he has actually less square footage being used as an industry, now also being used as a fitness center.
Okay,
So it all balances out.
all right, thank you. Okay. Glenn, this time we'll start with you on this end.
All right. Well, first of all, welcome, and I hope everything works out. I like martial arts and stuff.
Thank you.
Do you know, what would be your hours of operation? Would you,
Yeah,
at night,
I
in the
mean,
evenings, or is it throughout the day?
I would say probably from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's like probably 4 days a week, and 5 to 8 p.m., give or take, due to obviously we have fully operating office on the 2nd floor. You don't want to hear any music. You don't want to hear any, like, someone is fighting on the bag, and obviously it's going to get some noise. So probably about 3-4 times a week.
Okay, and you said about 20 kids?
I mean, it's not necessarily kids, but from kids to adults. I mean, I will use it myself, and my kids as well. So I have 4 kids, 4 daughters. So they into boxing as well. But they into
Yeah.
boxing as well
Good
a
for
little
them.
bit. So there's an exercise, not as in a professional level, but we'll use it.
Okay, and last question. How many teachers or trainers would you have
It's
at a time?
It's
at a
my
time?
dad. It's all this been done. Just I want to have my dad enjoy and to feel that he has his own space, own stuff, and he doesn't need to go from one spot to another spot.
My question is more, if you have public, like kids from public training, would you have help? Would you have someone else? Because if you have 20 kids, if it's 20 kids, you may need a couple of people to make sure that they're kind of.
Yeah. I will say he has. I mean, probably 1 to 2 people. I mean, when I was trained on a professional level, we was 30 people at the time, and it was typically 1 trainer on the group. Back in the days, and I was traveling all over the world as a boxer on my young age, and it's I think to run a class for an hour and a half as a group, because typically working as a pair.
Yeah.
So it's like if 20 people, it's 10 pairs, so it's easy to overlook. And if I was running the class, that's 1 person. It's enough for 20 people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Hildy?
No, I don't really have any questions. Is there anything, because this is part of the industrial park, was there any concerns raised by other residents of the industrial park? I think we have other fitness facilities within there, and sometimes, there's concerns that you're saturating it with too much fitness stuff. No issues, no comments, nobody brought anything up?
Not to our knowledge, no.
Okay, well then,
And
okay.
folks are not usually shy when they have objections.
No, especially when
So-
we're talking, we've had people from the industrial park come and talk to us, so I don't think that's necessarily an issue.
In
Okay.
fact, in keeping with what Mr. Keller just said, I was going to ask the question, do you have training rooms set aside for the planning and zoning commissioners so that we can be better prepared for our next meetings?
One more time.
Do you have a training facility where you can train us
Oh,
to
of
be better
course.
at boxing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we can use that at our next
I
meeting?
actually,
Good.
everyone more than welcome to stop by at any time.
Okay.
didn't have any other questions or concerns.
Sean?
No, my primary question was about adjacent businesses as well. I mean, we've seen other folks come in here for the industrial park for physical fitness uses, so this is in line with that. I don't think we've seen another boxing gym before. Just out of your knowledge, do you know of another private boxing gym within the village?
Not as far as I know. Yeah.
I've not heard of one either.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's a terrific idea. Just for clarity, you had talked about primarily the users being children of your employees or your employees themselves. Do you expect to go broader than that, or is the initial idea to keep it pretty insular?
I mean, obviously not to go as, it's not gonna be a vertical business to try to build and make this a business. It's just more as a passion for my dad, and that's why I told him, you can use a place, you can train, so he feel good with that, but he will probably have it by appointments. He will have one-on-one. Currently, at the moment, he renting a place out of, there used to be a Northbrook, and surprisingly, it was in the synagogue in the basement. So people was praying on the first floor, fighting in the basement. When I came there, I was like, that's pretty interesting.
I think they call it synergy.
Yeah. So this place got closed for any reason, and I think one of the reasons was not zoned. But he was renting a place there, he was not even aware of it. So that's where all this became. And then at the moment he's working at the boxing gym in Willing, that he renting basically a time there. And working in the park outside, like with some people, but by appointments he has probably 2 students. But and again, does it not for profit, does it more for
Thank you.
Antonio?
Yes, I'm going to piggyback on something Ildi said and then Ray said. And that is that for quite some time, we've been very cognizant about the kind of facilities that are going into the industrial park. I mean, the industrial park, when it was started, was for industry. And since then, slowly but surely, we've been letting more and more of these type of facilities into the industrial park. And even though the industrial park is not here tonight representing themselves, we still, as a village, need to be very cognizant about what's going there. I don't have a problem with this project, but what does concern me is how much further are we going to continue to go? And even though it's been said that this is going to be more vertical than it is horizontal, there can never be that assurance at 100%, because once somebody opens something and that door is open, we know with the high schools that are around here, whether they be the wrestling teams, whether they be the football teams, they're going to jump on to the opportunity to do boxing. And in many schools, they encourage it. In fact, they want it when football season's done for them to get into wrestling and into boxing and into martial arts. It's just a fact. It's just the progression of what's going to happen. Nothing about the business. I understand it. It's just nature. And even though Ray hasn't heard that there are objections, we still have to make a decision in favor or not, but to understand what we are allowing in. I love the fact that your dad wants to give forward. I really do. And I applaud you for boxing as long as you have been doing it. I'm an athlete. I played rugby for 16 years, so I understand, and I traveled all over the world playing it. So I understand where that dynamic is. I'm just saying that we need to be very cognizant, because this is going to be about, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the 5th or 6th item like this that we're about to let in. And if what comes to fruition, which is the elimination of fallback in the fall for time, from 5 to 8, it's going to be really dark in there in the wintertime. And again, you're talking about 5 o'clock, it's dark. We've always been cognizant about the fact that there are trucks moving in and out. And so we still have to be aware of that. So that's the only thing that I bring up. Not, like I said, that I object to it, but that we need to understand it, because as we continue to open this door going forward, it allows other facilities just like this to keep coming to us. And we have to decide at some point, is this truly an industrial park? Is it a total avenue of different applications that can be in there? So that's the only caution I give us.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
I think the only thing for clarity on this one, though, and maybe the reason we didn't hear from the Industrial Commission on it, is that the recommendation from staff is going to be that it is only for this particular applicant, for this use, and the fact that it is shared space with what he's already doing. It's within his business. So it's not a takeover, it's not anything else. So, and it does tie with him. So if something happens with the business,
It's his. That part I understand, and I read that in the notes. My point is, the next person that comes in is gonna say, hey, wait a minute, you gave it to so-and-so, I'm entitled to have the same thing. We've heard that
Yeah.
kind of defense in the past.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
Understood.
I put out there.
okay.
It's
All
good
right.
comments, actually. Very good comment, I mean.
Okay. Anyone in the audience from our government group wish to speak about boxing? Or this petition, I should say, about this petition? There's one.
Oh,
Please step forward. Did you raise your hand to be sworn in at the beginning? Did you know you were going to say something? I don't think you did you? No, I did not. All right, well, let's just do it real quick. Do you swear the truth you're about to give will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Good, thank you. Go ahead, the podium. Introduce yourself, please. Name and address for the record.
My name is Tanner Dye. I live in the Deer Park area at 22545 West Cheshire Court. Personally, as a football player, martial arts was a big part of my life when I was younger. I did jiu-jitsu for 5 years, and so I feel like having a boxing would be an important thing to add to the community because there's not many martial arts. There is karate, which I know is by we're like Hungry Mules and everything, but there's no boxing specific class. So I think it would be a great introduction to the community. That's my opinion.
All right. And thank you for your comments. Appreciate that.
sign the sheet there
Oh, yeah.
on the, thank you.
Okay, no one else coming forward? Are we ready to close? Okay. Then I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing on application PZC 2026-10 and move to deliberation.
So moved.
Second.
Antonio and Ilde. Kathleen, please call the roll.
Commissioner Schultz?
Aye.
Commissioner Castillo?
Aye.
Commissioner Glowis?
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic?
Aye.
And Chairperson Strotman.
Aye. Okay. Antonio, anything we need to say we haven't said?
Not from my side. I
All
think
right.
I think it's a nice project and a good addition to Lake Zurich.
John?
Same goes.
Okay. Ilde?
Nope, I'm good.
Glenn? Okay. And I would just like to say, from everything you've said this evening, you're a good son.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then if we're through with deliberations on application PZC 2026-10, I will entertain a motion to receive in the public record the staff review of compliance of this application with the zoning standards as presented by staff, and to receive the testimony presented by the applicant, by members of the public, by the PCC members and staff, and to make these standards and testimony a part of the official record for the application and findings of the PCC, and to recommend that the village board approve the application for a special use permit to allow a boxing gym to be located within the existing building in the I Industrial Zoning District at 570 Oakwood Road.
So moved.
Antonio, thank
Second.
you. And Ilde. Call the roll, please, Kathleen.
Commissioner Castillo?
Aye.
Commissioner Glowis?
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic?
Aye.
Commissioner Schultz?
Aye.
And Chairperson Strotman.
Aye. So, Ed, you have a unanimous recommendation also for your project moving forward, going to the village recommendation with our approval, our recommendation, and it will appear at the same meeting?
August 3rd would be
August
the
3rd.
most likely agenda village board meeting.
And you'll get to practice your speaking, public speaking all over again.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And good luck. Okay, how about moving to staff report?
I want to give you an update on two courtesy reviews that will be at next Monday night's village board meeting, which I'm anticipating will eventually come to this group. The first one is a car wash proposal. This one is to be located on Rand Road, like 898 South Rand Road, in the vicinity of the old motel building, kind of over by where Seven Brew is, and in between where Seven Brew is at one end and Adventera is at the other. There's the motel property and a vacant lot next to it, so that the applicant is interested in the board's read on whether or not that would be a suitable site for a car wash facility.
I'm sorry, Ray, is that the Hawkeye facility?
No, this is
Next to it, or close to it?
across the road from
Across
it,
to it.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it would be on the east side of Rand, so, or, yeah, northeast side. The other one, and this touches on a topic that Commissioner Castillo had brought up, and it touches on a conversation that we all had back when we were going through the comprehensive plan, and that is the evolution and blurring of distinctions between the different land use categories. So the second courtesy review that the board will be hearing Monday night is a proposal by Tactic Sports Performance Facility. They want to build a new building at 625 Rose Road in the industrial park for an indoor soccer/playing field facility. Something that we view as being something that's not immediately available in our area and would be very beneficial to the community. But to your point, it is that blurring, that distinction between what is industrial and what is commercial in use versus it'll fit in with the buildings, with the tall heights, 35 or 40-foot heights of the building itself, similar to what you see in the industrial park. It would probably be inappropriate in our commercial corridor. But again, you're moving those uses and mixing them up, just as we saw over the past 10 years, our retail facilities taking on an industrial, almost warehousing facility function in fulfillment centers. So again, it's a broader topic that we've been touching on with the comp plan and as the petitions that have been coming through this group into the village board of what is industrial, what is commercial, what does it look like, and how does it function, and what is compatible with what is around it. So just wanted to bring that up and put that on your radar screens. We'll anticipate that those will be applications that your group will get most likely in August or possibly September.
Ray, will this be something like KITS used to be then?
Possibly. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about what they're proposing yet. It's just they're doing their courtesy review Monday night so that they will be introducing their concept then.
Only because you indicated soccer and different things. I mean, it's that kind of
That
facility.
kind of facility, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the specifics to be determined, and that'll
Yeah,
be what the
no.
courtesy review will help flesh out.
Good, because again, with what we just talked about, that kind of facility brings in an awful lot of people, whether they be adults, kids, whatever, at all times, and that's what opens up that door, unfortunately.
Yes, it's going to be a destination with a very different trip generation and parking need pattern than what you see elsewhere in the industrial park.
Okay. In that the door was open, the conversation about what was Hawkeyes, what is happening with what we did approve there, which was going to be a Valvoline?
Yes, they're waiting for an IDOT permit for the access and utilities.
Oh, okay.
So that takes a little while to get through IDOT's process, but that's still pending.
All right, good.
Did I hear correctly that the townhouse, single-family home community just south of the police department and the library off of Old Rand Road,
So the reserves,
The
the
reserve.
reserves, is that,
OSK's proposal?
I was told that's dead?
No, it's not dead. Unfortunately, we had to issue a stop work order. There were some elements of their site plan that they did not fulfill. They've also had a couple of incidents regarding erosion control that they need to put in place. So we're working with them to kind of get their house in order and putting them back on the right track, hopefully very soon.
Okay, good, thank you.
Ray, I have another question,
Yes.
which I don't want to put you on the spot, so if you
But you
don't
will.
have, if you don't have an answer, yeah.
If he doesn't, I will.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
okay.
you. It's only because I'm confused at where this is at. Does there exist an intergovernmental agreement between Lake Zurich, Killdeer, Deer Park, maybe some other suburbs, that deals with border of town and what we can do within a new development going in which borders any one of those towns. Because I remember way back in the day, there used to be something. I don't know to what degree that exists or if it even still does. Could you give me some clarity on that?
Sure. There's statutory arrangements or statutory elements that's about commenting, that kind of buffer zones around communities, but when they grow up against each other, you're pretty much limited to, we control our side of the border, they control their side of the border. There are boundary agreements with Killdeer and Hawthorne Woods. We used to have one with North Barrington that had expired a number of years ago. I don't believe we have one with Deer Park, but I think everything between us is built out, so I don't think there's any room there. I don't know if that answers your question or not, but.
It does, and there is a build-out that's about to take place supposedly. And that is on the property where it is basically northwest of the bowling alley. They have indicated, Deer Park has indicated, that they want to build 38 duplex townhomes in that slot. And that buffers to Lake Zurich property. That used to be Deer Park at one time. They de-annexed us, and all those lots have now been incorporated into Lake Zurich. That piece of property there would be one of those that I have been asked by my neighbors, residents, what is the deal? So again, I didn't have any clarity on it. That's why I asked the question.
So that's the property that sits in front. It's that wooded lot that sits in front of Bolero, adjacent to Rand, right across the street from the medical complex, medical building that's actually in Killdeer. That property is actually owned by the village of Deer Park itself.
Correct.
They have been looking for a suitor for the development of that property for some time. That would be exclusively in Deer Park's domain to not only as the property owner, but also as the village that would entitle that property. They would have to accommodate for utilities. That's something that they would have to work out. So what their plan is for water, sewer, or is it well and septic, or whatever configuration it is they come to serve that particular development. But that would be Deer Park's domain. We would be aware, our residents, and we would be eligible to participate in their planning process, just as they would be able to come and speak at our processes as well. But ultimately, their village board would make that decision, and we would participate, but they wouldn't have to listen to us.
Right, and the reason I bring it up is because we've had many things that have come up when we've tried to look at the southwest corner of 22 and Quentin.
The
And-
Cummings property, yes.
Correct. And, Hawthorne Woods has come in to talk, Killdeer has come in to talk, and we've all kind of gone in a certain direction to listen to everybody and see the concerns. So in this particular case, because of that is a Deer Park, and we know that originally that property was bought by Deer Park for $115,000. It was sold out for $765,000, and thus this project is going in that direction. We know that in order for that project to go forward, they have to have municipal water, which they're going to have to pull from somewhere around Cuba and Rand. But that being said, because of the elevation of that property to the west, which are Lake Zurich properties, it's higher elevation, which means everybody there is concerned more for runoff. And so therefore, when we thought that there was this thing that was called the intergovernmental agreement that said, okay, 75 feet at least of a buffer before you have something from asphalt on down to the properties, there was some type of assurance. Now we don't have that, or we don't think we have that. But I appreciate the fact that you said at least that we as a village will try to get in there to see what we can just like I'm sure we were involved when the houses went up where the Buona beef is at.
Yes.
Right, so that's at least something that we can talk to neighbors and say, at least we have that interest that we will look into to make sure that we are safeguarded from that perspective. Because that property's been for sale for umpteen years, and they finally sold it, got it, and they suppose they're gonna have shovels in the ground by the fall. So I just asked that. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it.
So even though it's Deer Park, the stormwater issue becomes, the concern becomes a function of Lake County stormwater management. So anything they do it doesn't even fall to Deer Park, it reverts to Lake County, correct?
Both villages are, well, first of all, we do have a very good working relationship with Deer Park on most topics. And so they are receptive to when we bring concerns, and vice versa. I think we demonstrated that with the Regal site redevelopment. And they may not have gotten what they wanted, but you know, they were included in the process, and we incorporated their comments into the final design. I would anticipate Deer Park would extend us the same courtesy. As Chairman Stratman is bringing up, both the Village of Lake Zurich and Deer Park are subject to the county's WDO and stormwater management ordinances. So they have an obligation to comply with all of the county's stormwater regulations that govern both jurisdictions, and they cannot flood out an adjacent property. That there is, not only is there hundreds of years of drainage law and case law that govern it in the state of Illinois, there are county ordinances that their developments and the Village of Deer Park has to adhere to.
And that's why putting this out here on tape, where those residents can see that. And also for the fact that we have now put into play the 5-foot fences in many areas, along with a berm. So many of those families are saying, hey, we'll put up a berm, we'll put up the fence, and at least that'll stop some of that. But it's good just to understand all the dynamics that are involved, because there's too many times where we don't have any clarity at all. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, good. Thanks, Antonio. Okay. We do have on our agenda the item for public comment. We had public comment on the one petition. Was there any more public comment from anyone this evening? Hearing none? Okay. And no other business to discuss? Then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Eldie, thanks.
Second.
And Sean. Call roll, please, Kathleen.
Chairperson Stratman,
Aye.
Commissioner Castillo. Oh, yes. Commissioner he's a bit absent. Glowis,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
and Commissioner Schultz.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, we are adjourned, and everyone has permission. They can go home.